Taylor on the left wing. Goes to the left side into the corner. DeMarcus Holland drives baseline and scores, and he's fouled. Nice move to the bucket by DeMarcus Holland.
Holland is one of the Energy brothers. The other Energy brother is right here with us. That's Kendal Yancy. I did get that right, didn't I? Shaka?
You did.
These are the Energy brothers now. Why did you name these guys the Energy brothers?
Well, because when they bring great energy to our team, it gives us an unbelievable lift. And DeMarcus and Kendal are guys that they're two of the three guys that Coach Morrell works with, and they have it in them to just provide unbelievable fire and spark and energy for our team.
Kendal, is that something that you feel like the moment that whether you're starting or whether you're coming off the bench, that you've got to have that type of energy to start off a basketball, or at least when your first minutes are there when you hit the floor?
Yeah, because it just helps me individually and it helps the team as a whole. Once I bring energy, it just gets me lost in the game, and it also, having that energy is contagious for the rest of the team. So.
I always ask the both of you, whenever we have a player on with Coach Smart, I ask both coach and the player to talk about what the relationship was like at the beginning. What were your impressions of him? And how it developed over time? What was it like when you first met Coach Smart? You saw what was coming down and where it was headed.
Well, we knew how much he valued defense. Hearing havoc defense the whole time. So we knew that we was gonna have to bring a lot of energy regardless. We knew he was a big energy guy. So. That just kind of had me and DeMarcus. Our antennas went up when we knew Shaka was coming. So
yeah.
Well, for me, I really enjoyed meeting Kendal the first time and getting a chance to spend some time with him. And then after I'd been here for about a month or two, I was in the weight room one time and he tried to wrestle me down, and I had to really get after him a little bit and put him on his back. So that was just kind of we have some competition. Sometimes we compete on different things, but you're talking about an unbelievable young man just from a person standpoint. Comes from a great family, has done a phenomenal job academically here. Is on track to graduate, and also someone that I would say if you asked our guys to a man, every guy on our team has an unbelievable level of respect for Kendal.
You tried to wrestle Coach?
Well, no, he caught me off guard. I'm over here stretching. And
minding your own business?
Minding my own business. And he's going to come and try to wrestle me, just picking a fight. Just being a bully that he is. So.
That's all part of the relationship building process, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah, he's definitely a player's coach, and we all love him here.
Well, we were in the weight room getting ready to lift, I think. And, in the summertime, you either have to lift or you get to lift. And one of the things I appreciate about Kendal is he's brought energy not just to the basketball court, but to everything that we've done as a team. And that's important because it is a long year. You're spending a lot of time together as a team, and you want guys that are fun to be around, and Kendal's definitely one of those guys.
Kendal, we've talked a lot, Coach, and I've talked about it, and we talk about it on the show quite a bit, the freshmen and how they deal with everything. As an upperclassman, how much guidance do you and DeMarcus and Isaiah feel the need to help Eric and to help Snoop and to help Tevin along with what they're doing and as they grow as individuals as well as basketball players?
Yeah. Well, we understand that we're going to need those guys, especially in March. So we try our best to tell them everything that we know in order for them to, help this team win, because they do have a big part of this on this team. So,
Shaka, there's an old saying about the best teams are the ones where the players kind of do the coaching, so to speak. Was that message laid down to your veteran guards when you had these freshmen coming in that you couldn't do it all, that Coach Morrell couldn't do it all, that Coach Kason couldn't do it all, that you guys were going to need their help and try to bring the younger guys along?
Well, as we've talked about, we just want to be connected, and that includes our freshmen. It's easy to be connected with guys you've been around for a while. Sometimes it's harder with new guys, but Kendal, DeMarcus, Javon, Isaiah, those guys have done a really good job reaching out to the freshmen and trying to help them. But at the same time, when we get out there and practice, kicking their butt, because we want to have a certain level of competition to make everybody better. And again, one of the things that I really appreciate about Kendal is there's been different times this year where we've asked him to do different things. He's come in with a really, really good approach, great attitude, and attacked it. And the more aggressive he can be, the more tough-minded he can be, the better he is.
I'll give you an example. That people know how tough-minded you are on defense and the things you do. And then, we see the game against Kansas State where you hit the shot right before the half. I mean, that was way out there. I mean, but is that total confidence for you, just going into walking in, stepping into a shot like that?
Yeah, it was a little bit of confidence, and I don't know, I just feel like I needed to shoot it. So
did anybody say anything to you about that's kind of far out there?
I mean, no, it didn't really matter as long as we just got the lead.
When you make the shot, Craig,
nothing needs to be said.
Nothing needs to be said.
Is that how it works?
Yes, sir.
Kendal, one thing that we've talked about all season long is, and Coach Smart just mentioned it, is the whole thing about being connected. Was that something that took some time for you guys, especially the veterans, with Coach, to understand exactly what he wanted, what he meant by that, and how you would try to reach to each other and get connected?
Yeah, it took a little bit of time, but I mean, we kind of naturally just have that. We've been together for so long. We just been together for so long. We kind of naturally have it. But for him to point it out and try to teach us how to be connected, it just took that to a whole nother level.
Shaka,
we're still growing on that. So.
Yeah. Did you have that feeling, Shaka, about these guys when your first vibes from them, that they were the kind of guys that could carry out those instructions and the plan you wanted to for that?
I think the first step of being connected is having a level of respect and liking each other. And one of the things that I noticed early on with Kendal, DeMarcus, Javon, with a lot of these guys, is just how well that they got along with each other, not just on the court, but in general. So that's a really good step, that you get along well. The next step is to have a common cause and say, hey, I need you, you need me, we need each other, and then to go after it. And Kendall's done a really good job of that. I mean, there's been times where he's been put in a position where he's had to challenge another guy, or another guy's had to challenge him. And I think the more guys can do that, they realize, hey, it's okay. We're not stepping on each other's toes. We're just trying to make each other better.
Is that the respect element coming in, that you can feel comfortable enough saying something to somebody without them feeling all offended or unhappy about it, and they can do the same thing with you?
Right, yeah. That's pretty much the goal that Coach makes us do. We try our best to do that. So.
All right, Kendal Yancy's with us. We have more coming up with this young man as we continue live here from Pluckers, the West Campus location. Longhorn Weekly with head coach Shaka Smart continues on the Longhorn Network and the Longhorn IMG Radio Network. West Campus location. Our special guest during this portion of the program, Longhorns guard Kendal Yancy, or K-Dot.
Yeah.
Explain that. Your teammates and your coaches call you K-Dot.
Yeah, they call me K-Dot. Kind of got it from Kendrick Lamar. He called himself K-Dot. So I don't really have a nickname coming in, so K-Dot.
That's a cool nickname. You kind of like that one, I can tell. You like that?
I do.
Okay. All right. You've had a chance the last two ball games. One was a win, one was a loss, but the last two games to see the Irwin Center when it's been really packed, really, really noisy. And, fans talk about it a lot, media talk about it a lot. Hey, it'd be great to have a sellout crowd. What does it mean as a player to play in the building that you played in the last couple of ball games?
It just means that we understand that we have a lot of fans that support us, and they love us. So we understand that we try to do it for them, for the fans, and they just give us energy and it makes us play better.
Is it kind of special given the fact that you've been to some of the toughest places? Obviously, Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, you've seen what the atmosphere is like that. Hilton Coliseum in Ames at Iowa State, those places, even at Oklahoma, some of those really tough environments there. What's the feeling like for the guys when you go into a hostile arena like that and then have what you have back here? Talk a little bit about the contrast between the two.
Well, when we're going into someone else's home, we understand that, like Coach said, just being connected, that's very important when we go for away games, and we know it's going to be a hostile environment. But when we're at home, we feel very comfortable, and we just try to, receive the energy and from the fans.
We've talked about this before on a couple other programs about what it means to you to be a student athlete at the University of Texas and to put on the jersey as Texas on the front. Can you describe what the feeling's like to get a chance to not only suit up for the University of Texas, but to be a student athlete, to be a college student here in Austin, Texas at the university?
Well, I'm very proud to be, here at Texas, and just, I don't know, it means a lot to be here, and, just understanding that you're in the best city in the state, and I don't know, just being around the people in Austin, and I don't know, I always wanted to come here to Texas, so it's a blessing.
And the vibe I get from your teammates as well as you is that the word I hear a lot is pride. The pride, not only in the front, but also to have your name on the back of the jersey. There's a bit of pride that goes into that, isn't there?
Definitely, yeah, definitely is.
All right, so we're just around the corner from the Big 12 Conference Tournament. Mm-hmm. You're a veteran. You've played in the conference tournament. Do you play it with a little more freedom? Do you feel a little more relaxed and having fun because it's championship week and March Madness? You guys are going to be in the NCAA tournament. That's really the fun time. You can really enjoy yourself with it.
Yeah, enjoy yourself, but understand it's a business going out in Kansas for the Big 12. We have this thing called ACL, aggressive, confident, and loose. And so we understand that we're going to have to do that throughout the whole Big 12 tournament, being aggressive, confident, and loose. So play like that would be pretty good.
That, ACL means a lot in Austin, Texas, a different ACL Fest. So what you're saying is a different kind of ACL that applies to basketball.
Right, that applies to our team, yeah.
All right, Kendal, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Kendal Yancy with us here. Coach Smart will rejoin us. We'll wrap up this week's edition of Longhorn Weekly live from Puckers here in Austin in a moment.